name is Stephen Hauser. I'm a professor at Temple University School of Medicine, and I'm sitting here with Dr. Zainab Mahmoud, who is the winner of the first Jack Sarver Prize in clinical research. And we're here today to learn a little bit more about the award and about the award's first recipient, Dr. Mahmoud. So the Sarver Award was developed from a kind gift from the Sarver family. Jack Sarver died prematurely of heart disease, and the family set up this award as a way to honor his legacy. The organization sent out an announcement for the award. The award is for young investigators with their own independent laboratories, so just starting their careers in the area of clinical research. So the applicants needed to have an abstract that was accepted for presentation at the sessions this year in 2025. There was a committee that I chaired that reviewed the abstracts and the CVs of the applicants, and Dr. Mahmoud was the winner after we went through many rounds of very, very fine candidates. So we're really excited and happy for her to be the first award winner, and now I'd like to really let her have a few moments to tell you all a little bit about who she is. So can you tell us a little bit about your background, how you came to this point in your career?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much. I'm very honored to be the first recipient of the Jack Sarver Award. It's really an honor, and I'd like to thank the American Heart Association for recognizing this work. I'm originally from Nigeria. That's where I was born and grew up in. But like we talked earlier, I did a lot of my training in Ireland first at Trinity College. I have a master's in health policy from Imperial College in London. And then I wanted to do it in cardiology, so I came to the US, and then I did train in cardiology. During that time, I really developed an interest in cardio-obstetrics. First as a clinician, but then quickly I realized there's a lot of dearth in evidence within this field, and I really wanted to push that needle in terms of evidence. And the reason Nigeria, besides my background from Nigeria, was 1 in 4 women that die from pregnancy-related heart disease are in Nigeria. And for me, that's really home. And it could have been me if I was in a different, environment. So I really said, what are the things that we could do that we could change that? We're not talking about cutting edge technology. What are the things that we already know work well that we can do and use? And aspirin was one of them. Aspirin is simple, available everywhere in the world, and really can change outcomes. And for me, it's like, we got to do this. Why are we not doing this? So that's how this project itself started. But this is part of a broader effort to really improve maternal cardiovascular outcomes. I'm currently funded by the NIH K23 award and looking at postpartum outcomes in pregnant women, again in Nigeria. But there's a lot that can be done, and there's a lot that we want to do. But for me, because you mentioned this was really for early career people, I didn't start thinking I was going to be a researcher. I thought I was going to be a clinician. And then I forged into this path, and more I'm like, this is where I need to be. There's a lot that needs to be done. So I really want to encourage people that are early career to really look into research, because there's so much that you can contribute. And I think being guided by passion makes everything easier, because I'm really passionate about making a difference in this field.
The passion comes through in your statements. So there are many parts of this country where women have children in underserved and sort of under-supported regions. And so how might your work impact things here in the U.S. as well as in Nigeria?
Absolutely. It's sad, but at the same time, it's opportunity, I think, when we think about the problems in maternal cardiovascular health, even in the U.S. And for me, that's where the similarities I draw in. The similarities in the work I do in Nigeria and the work I do in the U.S. They're both a lot of areas for improvement. So already the work that we're doing in Nigeria is informing the work that we're doing in the U.S. When we saw this gap in Nigeria, I'm like, well, how about the U.S.? What is the gap in the U.S.? So we're currently doing a database research in the U.S. looking at the gaps in aspirin use in the U.S. In addition, I think the work in Nigeria teaches us how to do things differently. Going back to the community, So a lot of the work that we do in Nigeria is very close to the community, making things simple and accessible for people, even if they are not educated, have low income. So I think those things that I'm learning from the work that I'm doing in Nigeria, I'm bringing it back to the U.S. to be able to apply and improve outcomes here in the U.S.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm sure you're correct. Community-based medicine, I think, is really important everywhere in the world. So tell us a little bit about your goals moving forward and how you might interact with the AHA moving forward to support its mission, which is your mission too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are several levels that I think about in terms of my goals. I think about my personal career goals, my goals as a mentor, because I already mentor other people, and also as a woman in cardiology. So I think for personal goals, I think it's really forging this path and really trying to establish evidence. A lot of things I look in within the cardio OB field, we don't have evidence. I'm like, we need to find the evidence. We need to do the work. And then as a mentor is really to inspire people to say this needs to be done and can be done, and we should be on the forefront of doing it, because if we don't do it, nobody's going to do it. So I think that's my goal as a mentor, is to really inspire people. And as a woman, really, I think is to level the playing field for people. It shouldn't matter where you're born, where you grew up. Everybody should have good access to healthcare, and there should be a minimal level that everybody has to achieve wherever you are in the world. And I think that's hopefully maybe too ambitious of a goal, but that's my goal.
I don't think it's too ambitious as a goal, and I would venture to say that that's actually the goal of the Heart Association.
And in terms of my goal relation to work with the American Heart Association, I think it was really touching for me that the American Heart Association recognized this particular project, because when I started, this was not my K23 project, this was my side project, but it was something I was really passionate about, especially in this era of technology, AI. You would expect the people getting the awards are people at the cutting edge, but recognizing that, going back to leaning into what we already know works, and not necessarily at the cutting edge, and things that have impact. And I think that's really important. What are the things that we can do can have wide-ranging impact? And I think for the American Heart Association to recognize this was really important, and I hope to be able to partner more with the American Heart to really get this not just in Nigeria, but everywhere where the AHA is.
Well, thank you so much. My personal view is passion is essential to successful research. So I think your passion is obvious, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
Moving forward in everything that you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.